Do you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? That is the sound of a fantastic weekend ahead. Hey, what's up YouTube Beyblade fans? Robin from Spin Finish here. I'm currently waiting on Paul coming to pick me up to go to the airport so we can fly down to Bristol for the National Championship Qualifier that's happening this weekend. It is currently 7 AM and our flight is at like just after 9 I think. So I've been up since 5:45. I'm so excited for this weekend. I could barely sleep. Okay, here comes Paul. Ride it out. After breezing through security and stopping to grab some breakfast, Paul and I were ready to board our flight and take off to Bristol, thanks to the guys that organise play events. For anyone unfamiliar with the Beyblade X competitive circuit, here's a quick rundown on what that looks like. Starting off, you'll have two ways to qualify for nationals: top of the leaderboard or a qualifier invite. To claim the leaderboard, you have to make top 8 at store championships that will be taking place across the country in order to score points. Performing well consistently will help you win a top spot invite. To receive an automatic invite, you have to come top 4 at a regional qualifier. Each region will only have 4 qualifiers throughout the year though, so although this way seems simpler, it's going to be a lot more challenging as competitors will be bringing their A game to receive that top spot invite. However, there will be a last chance qualifier closer to nationals for any players that have not yet made the cut. For more information, you can check out the Beyblade X UK website through the link in the description below. Once we got to the store, there was a lot of setup that needed to be done. The tournament was going to be held in the arcade space beside the store, which meant clearing away games consoles and vintage computers. But once it was all organised, the space looked great. We were one stadium short for the free play zone, so Paul and I headed into the city to find one. Along the way, we managed to pick up a couple of Beyblade X stadium mats from Game, which was a really cool find. We knew that the Devon Beyblade Association was hosting a tournament at the anime convention that was happening the day before, so we swung by to check it out. They had an amazing selection of 3D printed accessories, and we made sure to grab a couple of frames for ourselves. It was so cool to see so many people there, most of whom had never played the game before but seemed like they were having so much fun. After a long day of travelling, setup and organising, it was time to head to our apartment. That was crazy, by the way. Paul and I spent the night watching Man vs. Food until it was time for bed. So it's like 11:30 at this point. It's been a really long day of getting here, getting everything set up, helping Games Corner. You can hear my voice, it's like starting to go. But so everything's like sorted for the day. We've got a camera set up at the top table and it's gonna be myself, Paul, and one of the staff members from Games Corner is going to be the judge for the event tomorrow. I'm really excited, but I'm also very nervous because I've only ever judged like local tournaments before. I've never judged like an official tournament, so the pressure's on a little bit because it is such like an important event. So fingers crossed that it goes really well. I do have hopes in myself and obviously the rest of the team, but you know, the nerves are still there.
And just like that, tournament day had arrived. Even before doors had officially opened, we had a massive crowd of bladers eagerly waiting outside. The store was packed.
Now, without further ado, I know why you're all here. It's for those top 4 slots to the National Championship at the end of the year. So let's get the show on the road. So first of all, thank you for coming out. Welcome to Game Corner. Home to the first NCQ taking place in the UK and definitely not the last. Woo! My name is Paul. I'm your head judge today, alongside my judges Robin over here and Benji. Any judge calls will first go through the judge at your table and then you will appeal to me if necessary. Today will be 5 rounds of Swiss, with the top 8 going into single elim top cut, and the top 4 earning that place at championship. Getting to sit back nice and cozy for the rest of the year. Today we'll be playing by the OPE competitive rule set, which is a slight variation to what you might be used to in WBO rules. If you're unfamiliar, have a read on the website. However, the main differences are that exiting the top of the stadium is classed as a spin finish, and the ruling will be a little bit more strict because it is a competitive environment. If you have any questions about those, feel free to come and talk to our judges. We will be calling out your name for your game through this tannoy, so if you can't hear us, come and let us know. You have free reign of the arcade for the whole day as well, because you have those passes, so feel free to go and play games between your rounds. If you're not there within 3 minutes of your game being called, it would be a round loss. So please be aware, please keep an ear out. We want to get this going as quick as we can for you guys today. Now, okay, I know what you're all here for, and it isn't me talking into a mic. Without further ado, let's get the show on the road. So, can I ask for all players to take a step back from the main play area, which is up until this table here. Tables 1, 2, and 3 will be used today. Listen out for your name being called and what table you are to go to. And thank you very much for coming along to Games Corner. Let's have a great day, guys.
Woo!
And just like that, the UK's first ever National Championship qualifier had begun. With a sold out venue, the player count sat at just over 60, meaning 2 separate brackets fought it out over 5 rounds, with the top 4 players from each bracket moving on to the top cut.
Attention Beyblade players, the announcement you've been waiting for, the top 8 before we go into top cut. If I read out your name, I'd love you to come up to the front at Tournament HQ and we can celebrate you getting into top cut. So first off, LightningRyuga. Next up in top cut we have Kamon07. Our next player entering top cut is Jess Sully 00. Next up in top cut we have Typhi 17. Next player in top cut is Naklop. You're in top 8. Come on down to the front. Next up in top cut we have Ollie D 2496. Next one up is Many Fine Mugs. Many Fine Mugs, come on down. And our last player entering top cut to compete for one of the top 4 places to get an entrance into nationals is cookieSophie. Get a good look at these players, people. These will be the ones to beat when it comes to nationals. 4 of these players will be qualifying today. So let's get those games on the go.
Once top cut had been played out, the 2 bladers that made it through to the finals were cookieSophie and Jess Sully.
Alright, everyone give it up for Jess Sully and cookieSophie on table 1.
Top cut rounds are played first to 7 points, and this final game was intense. Both players clawing points from each other until we sat at a 6-6 final match.
Are we ready, guys? One last time! 3, 2, 1, go shoot!
Take a huge round of applause over here for Jess! Now, cookieSophie is not a loser in any sense of the word. To bring it to 6-6 right at the very end, what a game! And also, our players in the top 4 will be moving on to nationals in Q4. And cookieSophie wanted just that much it anyway, so that's kind of sick. So, thank you very much for coming along, guys. This has been the first NCQ in the UK on the road to OPE's nationals, and I cannot thank you enough. For a venue that's never had a Beyblade event before to sell out is insane. So thank you so much. Let's go! Me! Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for coming along. You're free to play around here until 5 PM. And you've got access to the arcade for the rest of the day as well. So thank you. Can't thank you enough.
Getting to see everything unfold behind the scenes was something new for me, and I can't thank Paul and the rest of the OPE team for giving me the chance to help out as a judge for this event. From an all-dino deck presented in an egg carton deck box to meeting Ryuga himself, this is the most fun I've ever had at an event. The energy was electric, and I wasn't the only one who felt that way. So, what is your name/username?
On WBL, I go by William Treves, but we also have a YouTube channel called BeyBladexLab as well.
I'm Beymac, Baytuber, real name Shane.
3. My name is Leon, username LightningRyuga, real name King of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Beyblade.
My name is actually the same as my username. It's Karask, with 22 on the end for username.
I go by cookieSophie, I'm both online and in the Beyblade community.
Mason, and my WBO username is Dale.
My name is Karask on WBO, Karask. A lot of people say Karask. It's the first day is silent. Oh, no wait, the second day is silent. I don't even know myself. But yeah, it's Karask.
My name's Jessica and I go by Sully.
How long have you been playing Beyblade X for?
Sure, so we've been playing Beyblade X since about June last year. Got a lot of friends into it since then, so yeah, it's been good.
About a year, I got into it a little bit later. So I dropped out of Beyblade after Metal, and then after I saw X, sort of jumped back into it.
A year, I think. Maybe just over a year.
I got into Beyblade X at the very end of 2024, just before Christmas, and I started doing competitive matches in January 2025.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Since November, so 4 months.
Oh, it's been a couple months.
So I started about 4 months ago.
I played back at 10 shoot as a child, but just really a few Beyblades here and there, and then got into Metal Fight a little bit more. Didn't go to any events, but just played at home with friends in, like, I guess you say mini tournaments. Yeah.
I did the plastic gem when I was little, got into the metal series a lot when I was younger, but nothing competitive. And Beyblade X is my first competitive.
I played one tournament when I was a kid, I think it was in Woolworth. I think the prize was something like a wrestling figure or belt. It was really random. Other than that, I've never played competitive until the last 6 months. I've gone pretty hard on competitive stuff.
The main reason how I got into competitive for Beyblade X is simply just being around the franchise since I was a kid. I started in Metal Fight, I kind of dropped out first because it just wasn't my scene. And then I've come back swinging for X.
Me and a couple of friends ago, thinking I'd just be a one-time thing and be a fun thing to do. And then just from there, I enjoyed it so much that I've kind of dived headfirst into it all.
MFB, so Metal Fight Beyblades, and casual to the point where I was getting Chinese bays and they were full of lead. And I didn't know this as a kid, but you know, if it rips, it rips. That's all I knew. I didn't even have a proper stadium, it was just ripping into a bowl and breaking it. And my mom hated it, but...
For me, seeing it in Japan and they're advertising it as a full sport just got me interested. And seeing the whole X layer and how fast the games are, it's like 3 times faster. I was like, it's cool, I might as well try it.
I went to really because my boyfriend wanted to play and he played previously and I'd never touched a Beyblade before. But yeah, he dragged me to my first competition. I didn't do that well. Then I went to our second competition and then I won the competition, so I just haven't really stopped going.
X is like the best there's been in terms of competitive. If you watch old First, Metal, it's really boring, right?
For Beyblade X, it's the pace at which the blades play at.
And I found it really engaging.
The speed.
It's very easy to just pick up, play, and it's fast-paced as well.
There's always that X factor.
Beyblade X, best of all worlds. It's the best Beyblades I've come across, and that's why our matches are great as well, because the stadiums are really good as well. That's really important.
It's the accessibility to competitive scenes.
Accessibility that specifically the Extreme line gives you. The Extreme line still gives you that potential of attack power. It's my first ever time, and I can still beat people. Whereas in Metal Fight First, it was very much, if you aren't good, that's it. You're losing. It doesn't matter if you're good or bad, there's always a chance.
With the X-Rail system, I think it has a lot more diversity and offensive nature than the old system, whereas like Metal Fight, Burst, you're more playing a stamina up match, whereas in this, it's all about positioning and angles.
I think it's probably the fastest Beyblade ever. And the game, you see when we're watching the tournament, it was just so fast, everyone's so engaged because it's just boom, 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 boom. Definitely this game changed the game, yeah.
It's taking everything and putting it into a pot and mixing it and coming out with a perfect formula.
Everything's viable, everyone's got their own like play style, which I really like.
They see it, they see the blades flying around, they go, that's cool, I want to do that.
And so when you hear the sounds of metal clanging, it feels like a sword fight, so it's amazing.
First match, you're waiting for your name to get and the nerves pile and pile. But then so does the excitement.
Way more exciting. way more unpredictable.
The best version has been.
I have been waiting to go to tournaments since I was a kid, about 10 years in the making.
I was super hyped about nationals. To have like just the word nationals just sounds epic. Like have the whole of the UK, the best bladers come into one place. It's just going to be insane.
It's really exciting. I'm not that competitive, so it's not something I just go out of my way to do. I really enjoyed today, and I will be attending.
It's a really good opportunity for everybody to kind of get more involved with the community as well, to meet more people.
It's absolutely stupendous. I'm going to use the big words now because national scene, because all of us are interacting, all of us are getting along as well. Our energy, the people there, everyone just coalesced so well. Everyone got along so well. It was amazing.
I think the thing to highlight for the community is how friendly everybody is.
The amount of hype that everyone has for each other, whether or not someone's a child, an adult, or just getting into Beyblade for the first time, or if they play forever, there's always someone who's going to be excited to see how you do in a match. It really does feel like anyone can have a chance.
How welcoming it is. They're willing to explain stuff you don't understand. Even at tournaments, like a lot of people in there, it was their first tournament today. Some of the people top cut, it was their first tournament, and people took the time with them, explained it, and honestly, just a very positive experience.
It would be the camaraderie share. It would be, no matter if it's your first time, second time, you've been here hundreds of times, been here only once, everyone is treated equally.
The energy, I feel like everyone's very live. No one was really down in the dumps. Everyone had their own, hyping each other up, patting each other on their back, even if they lost. Everyone's just very happy to be. Everyone's just bouncing off each other too. If I saw somebody was down, somebody would talk to them. Somebody said, "I can go good in the game." The energy of people here, I think, is the best part.
Everyone's just like kept in. Like me and my daughter, Kate, like when we started going, like it was so welcoming. Everyone just has fun. Like there's no, even when like there's a bad call or there's like hard like loss, nobody's really like upset or angry. It's just always good vibes. So.
Everyone's so lovely. Everyone's always happy to build.
The best thing about BeyBladeX for the community is just getting friendly with people.
And so yeah, that's the main part about Beyblade, I think, is that you get along really well with everyone.
It's nice to have, knowing there's so many people like me that are doing this thing. It's just nice to see all these faces, everyone from different walks of life. I never even knew these existed until like a couple months ago. But it's nice to be, nice community as well.
Honestly, it was electric.
Today was good. I enjoyed it a lot.
I feel really excited.
This is the first qualifier, so to have that and then ride out the year with a ticket would be.
I mean, I feel great. I got to say, absolutely nothing about it.
I'm not saying 10 out of 10 because the big nationals is where it's at. That's the 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 for nationals.
Yeah, exactly.
Even when I'm losing, it's fun.
I feel good, I got my guy with me. I feel good. It was fun. Fun day.
Just a whole lot of fun.
And with that, our weekend came to an end. Or so we thought. So our flight got delayed overnight, so now we're walking to get put up in a hotel somewhere, maybe, we don't know. This is great.
I have work tomorrow. I have real life work, not Beyblade work.
Not anymore.
Gibson, next over here, please.
They put us up in a Hampton, which was really nice, and I learned that they give you warm welcome cookies. We grabbed breakfast early the next day, and before long we were in the air at last. We headed to Paul so I could meet his puppies. Before he drove me home, finally to see my own puppy. Thanks for watching. See you next time.